There is a secret that has been spoken in the silence of a heart beating out of rhythm for yours. Perhaps you feel, in the spare hours of the night or in moments when the wind touches your face, that the story between you two still pulses with a frightening intensity. The truth the angels bring today is overwhelming and capable of healing the wounds of uncertainty. The one you keep in your thoughts has confessed, on the soul plane, that they have never experienced a fire so intense and transforming for any other person in this world. This flame you feel burning in your chest is not one-sided, nor the fruit of your tired imagination. It is the reflection of a love that transcends time and space, a connection that not even physical distance has managed to erase. Dear soul, if you have reached this message today, know that the celestial messengers guided your steps with millimetric precision. Heaven has been observing your hidden tears and hearing the silent prayers you make before falling asleep. The angels know you feel exhausted from waiting, sometimes doubting if you should continue or let go. But the answer arrives now with solar clarity. They murmur into your spiritual ears that the connection is real and that your loved one is going through a deep awakening, realizing that what they lived with you was unique, irreplaceable, and sacred. Nothing that happened was in vain, and every tear planted will be harvested in the form of joy. Before we deliver the full disclosure and the signs that prove this feeling, I invite you to firm a commitment to your own happiness. Subscribe to this channel right now. By doing so, you not only follow our content, but open a direct door to receive daily celestial guidance, creating a shield of protection around your heart. Your subscription is the first step to aligning your energy with the love you deserve. I also ask that you leave your appreciation on the video by clicking the like button. See this as a prophetic act, a yes you send to the universe confirming that you are ready and receptive to live this great love. Your like elevates the vibration of this message and allows it to reach other people who also need comfort. And, by the law of return, by spreading hope, you attract miracles to your own path. Share this video with someone you trust, for love shared multiplies into blessings in your life. To start our sacred connection and open the portals for the materialization of this love, write in the comments the following affirmation of power. The fire of true love warms my destiny and brings the one I love back. By writing, you seal this truth in the physical world. Prepare your heart, take a deep breath, and calm your mind, for what will be said next will change the way you view your current situation. The angels are by your side, holding your hand and illuminating the road ahead of you. You are safe, protected, and immensely blessed. Let us give a start to this soul reading with faith and certainty in the victory of love. Dear soul, I know that your heart has sought answers in the silence of the night, and that, often, uncertainty tried to extinguish the flame of hope that lives in your chest. Today, I come to bring a disclosure that will change the way you view everything that has happened up to here. There is someone who cannot get your image out of their thoughts, someone who confessed to the winds and their own pillow that they never felt this fire for another person. This intensity is not a coincidence, nor a passing chance. It is the unmistakable mark of a soulmate connection, a bond traced long before you stepped on this earth. The love angels ask me to tell you that what you feel is real, is reciprocal, and above all, is sacred. Dear soul, I understand that the distancing brought deep pain and questioning. Perhaps you thought you erred, or that you were not enough, but I need you to know the spiritual truth behind this distancing. The physical separation was never a sign of rejection, but rather a necessity for preparation. Imagine two rough diamonds found in the earth. So that they can shine in their fullness and reflect the purest light, they need to be cut and polished separately. If they were placed together before the time, the sharp edges of one could hurt the other. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, separated the paths temporarily so that both could grow, mature, and heal old wounds that would prevent full happiness. True love, the kind that consumes without destroying and warms without burning, demands that both parts be whole. The person you love needed to face their own shadows without your light nearby, to understand the immeasurable value of your presence. It was necessary to feel the lack, the emptiness, and the longing to recognize that no other presence fills the space that is yours by right. During this period of silence, the celestial plan was operating behind the scenes, removing invisible obstacles and aligning the energies for a spiritual reconnection that nothing in this world will be able to break. Think with me, dear soul, on the metaphor of gold passing through fire. For gold to reach its purest and most valuable state, it needs to be subjected to high temperatures. The fire is not there to destroy the gold, but to remove the impurities that diminish its value. The intense feeling this person described, this fire they never felt for anyone else, is precisely the furnace of transformation. You two were placed in this heat so that everything that was not genuine love would be consumed. Pride, fear, immaturity, all of that needed to be left behind. Now, what remains is the golden and pure essence of an eternal bond. The heavens make known that the time of waiting is reaching its fulfillment. The one who loves you is going through a deep awakening. Illusions have fallen to the ground and the truth of his feelings shines like a lighthouse in the darkness. He realized that trying to run from this connection is like trying to run from his own breathing. It is impossible to live without it. The distance, which seemed like a punishment, served to strengthen the roots of this love. Now the roots are deep enough to sustain a tree that will bear fruit for a lifetime. Dear soul, feel the comfort of these words. The reunion that approaches will not be like the meetings of the past, full of uncertainties and flaws. It will be a conscious, mature, and definitive return. You have become a stronger person, wiser, and more connected with your essence. You are prepared to receive the love you deserve, not crumbs, but the full banquet. Spirituality worked tirelessly to ensure that, when your eyes meet again, there are no more doubts, only the absolute certainty that you have arrived home. In this instant, I want you to take a deep breath and feel the magic that involves your life. The universe does not unite two souls with such strength to then leave them separated forever. The purpose of the separation has been fulfilled. Individual growth has occurred. The lessons have been learned. Longing has done its job of showing what is essential. Be attentive to the signs, for the universe will begin to place synchronicities in your path, confirming that the reconnection is about to happen. Keep your heart serene and your faith unshakable. The climax of this prophecy unfolds now, dear soul. The energetic barriers that kept you apart are being dissolved by the light of the angels. The resistance on the other side was broken not by force, but by surrender to love. He is ready to return, not just to apologize, but to hand his heart into your hands, recognizing that you are, and always were, the only one. Prepare yourself, for the joy coming in your direction is greater than any sadness you have ever lived. Love has won. The reunion is your destiny, sealed in the stars. Dear soul, I receive your energy at this moment and feel the accelerated pulsation of your chest upon hearing such intense words about an overwhelming fire. When someone you love declares never to have felt such ardor for another person, your heart fills with hope and wonder. It is natural and beautiful to feel this emotion. However, the angels that guard you ask now for an instant of serenity and deep reflection. It is necessary to comprehend that not every flame that burns is the sun that illuminates life. There are fires that warm the home, and there are bushfires that destroy the forest. Celestial wisdom wants to hand you today the keys to discern what is eternal from what is fleeting, thus preventing your precious heart from suffering for illusions disguised as love. In this vast universe of human relations, dear soul, there are different types of souls that cross our path, and each one brings a distinct purpose drawn by the higher planes. The most common and dangerous confusion resides in the distinction between soulmate versus twin flame, and even more critical is to differentiate these connections from karmic ties. Hearing about an intense fire can be a sign of any of these interactions, and knowing the difference is your shield and your compass. Let us imagine, dear soul, that your affective life is like the construction of a sacred temple. The first type of connection that we often confuse with the great love is relational karma. This arrives like a sudden storm. The attraction is magnetic, almost irresistible, and the fire is high. However, this heat burns. The relationship is marked by extreme highs and lows, jealousy, control, and a sensation that you cannot live with him, but also cannot live without him. The purpose here is not eternal union, but learning. It is the universe teaching you to set limits and to value yourself. If this fire he says he feels comes accompanied by pain and instability, be attentive, for it may just be the repetition of an ancient cycle that needs to be broken and not maintained. There are also companion souls. These are like the gentle breezes that enter through the windows of your temple. They bring friendship, affection, and good times, but do not touch the depths of your being. They come to accompany you on a specific stretch of the road, to alleviate the weight and bring momentary joy. There isn't that transforming fire, but there is a lukewarm and pleasant warmth. The error here, dear soul, is trying to force this breeze to become a hurricane of passion or an eternal harbor. Accepting that some people are passers-by brings lightness to your heart. Now, we arrive at the crucial point about recognizing a soulmate. Your soulmate is the firm foundation of the temple. When you find this spiritual connection, the predominant feeling is not anxiety, but peace. It is a constant fire, like the embers of a fireplace that never goes out and keeps the house warm during the harshest winter. He says he feels something unique, but by his side, you feel safety and not fear. The soulmate is the one who gives you support, who helps you build material and emotional life with harmony. You look in the same direction, and understanding moves without effort. It is the comfort of having arrived home after a long trip. On the other hand, we have the mysterious and potent twin flame connection. The signs of a twin flame are unmistakable to the awakened spirit. If the soulmate is comfort, the twin flame is the mirror. This fire he mentions may be the recognition of his own soul reflected in you. The meeting is explosive and catalyses an immediate spiritual awakening. However, dear soul, this connection is not always easy. The purpose of the twin flame is ascension and rapid evolution. The mirror reflects your brightest light, but also your darkest shadows, so that they may be healed. The love here is transcendental and demands that both be ready and mature. Often there is physical separation so that individual growth occurs before the definitive union. It is vital, dear soul, that you observe the nature of this fire that was declared. Intensity in itself is not a guarantee of happiness. A true spiritual connection must bring clarity and expansion, not confusion and shrinking. The angels murmur in your ears the importance of keeping your feet on the ground even when your heart flies high. Do not let yourself be carried away only by pretty words or overwhelming chemistry. Ask your inner self if this fire brings light so you can see the path better, or smoke that blinds your vision. By comprehending these types of connections, you cease creating unrealistic expectations about partners who came only to teach you a lesson or keep you company for a season. You start to value the peace of the soulmate and to comprehend the intensity of the twin flame without losing yourself in the drama of karma. True love, that which is blessed by the higher spheres, is constructive. It brings you closer to your best version. Therefore, dear soul, receive this disclosure as a gift of discernment. If he says he never felt this before, it may be true, but it is up to you to define if you are going to allow this energy to enter your life as a gale or as a blessing. The power of choice has always resided in your blessed hands. Look beyond the surface and see the soul that is before you. The sacred fire does not wound. It heals. The sacred fire does not imprison, it sets free. May your internal wisdom, guided by the messengers of light, know how to distinguish the heat that nourishes from the heat that destroys. You are prepared to live a love that, above all, honors your essence and your spirit. Write here in the comments to firm your understanding. I choose the fire that illuminates and warms my soul. Dear soul, pay close attention to this instant, for the angels bring a luminous explanation about what happens in the silence of your room and in the deepest corners of your being. Have you ever felt, suddenly, a heat invade your chest without logical explanation? Or perhaps an absolute certainty that he was thinking of you in that exact second? Know that this is not the fruit of your imagination. The celestial kingdom validates your perceptions today. There is an invisible net, woven with threads of golden light, that unites predestined hearts. We are talking about the powerful telepathic connection between connected souls, a sacred phenomenon that surpasses any physical distance or temporal barrier. The angels disclose that loving telepathy is the secret language of those who truly love each other. When he said he never felt this fire for another person, he was describing the intensity of this energetic transmission. Think of this as two musical instruments perfectly tuned to the exact same note. If you play a string on a violin, the other violin, even being on the other side of the room, will vibrate in response without anyone touching it. This is the perfect metaphor for the communication of souls. You vibrate on the same frequency. When you emit an intense feeling of love or longing, His soul captures this vibration instantly, like a call that echoes inside him, making him feel this inexplicable fire. It is fascinating to comprehend how telepathic signs present themselves in your day-to-day life. Often, you can feel a sudden sadness that does not belong to you, or a sudden euphoria. This occurs because, through this bridge of light, you manage to feel the loved one and the emotions they are experiencing. It is a constant sharing of states of spirit. Be certain that, when his name surges in your mind out of nowhere, like lightning, it is because he is sending energy in your direction. His thought acts like a physical touch on your soul, awakening sensations that human logic cannot decipher, but that your heart, wise and intuitive, recognizes immediately. The winged messengers ask that you trust this sensitivity. You were blessed with the gift of perceiving the invisible. Do not doubt when his scent seems to be in the air, even with him being kilometers away. Do not ignore the shivers that run along your skin, or the sudden warming of your ears. All these are confirmations that the conversation between spirits is active and vibrant. The universe utilizes these mechanisms to keep the bond alive and pulsing, regardless of external circumstances. Whereas the material world may present silences and distances, on the spiritual plane, the dialogue is continuous, intense, and full of truth. This connection is so strong that it allows movements to be anticipated. You know when he is going to call, you feel when he needs support. Loving telepathy is the proof that true love breaks the laws of physics. The fire he describes is the reaction of his soul upon being touched by your energy at every instant. It is the confirmation that he never experienced such depth before, because he was never connected to someone with this same spiritual tuning. Dear soul, comprehend that this phenomenon serves to strengthen the certainty that this meeting was written in the stars. You function like communicating vessels. What overflows in one fills the other. Accept this validation from the heavens. You are not creating fantasies in your mind. What you feel is the real echo of his heart, beating in unison with yours. It is a dance of energies that occurs above words, a secret shared only by those who possess the courage to love deeply. This silent communication is the foundation that sustains the relationship in moments of absence, ensuring that, no matter where the bodies are, the spirits remain entwined in an eternal and luminous embrace. Dear soul, comprehend now that your voice is not just sound, but a tool for the construction of the reality that surrounds you. There is a secret kept by the angels about the sonority of love. When someone you love said they never felt this fire for another person, this statement was not a chance event. It was the result of a vibration that already existed in the ether, and that found a home in the heart of this being. Now, the celestial messengers ask that you take possession of this energy consciously and actively. Are you ready to use the power of the spoken word to firm this bond in the material world? Know, dear soul, that silence is gold, but intentional speech is the diamond that cuts the glass of uncertainty. The angels explain that every word that leaves your lips carries a specific frequency, capable of molding the romantic destiny you so crave. Imagine that your mouth is a sacred loom, and that, with every phrase of love and certainty you utter, golden threads are woven between your heart and the heart of the one destined for you. There is no space for doubts when the voice is firm and the heart is full of faith. The universe does not judge what you say. It only obeys and reflects that which is decreed with true emotion. In this moment, feel the presence of guardian angels around you, ready to take your declarations directly to the soul of the loved person. You are not asking for a favor. You are claiming a blessing that is already written in the stars. To activate this power, it is necessary to align the feeling with the pronunciation. Breathe deeply and visualize a pink and golden light coming out of your throat. This light is the bridge that connects your desire to physical reality. It is through it that the union, and the strengthening of love cease to be distant dreams to become concrete facts in your life. Listen with attention, dear soul, for I am going to hand you the verbal keys to open all the doors that seemed closed. Repeat, out loud or in the potent silence of your mind, the following truths, feeling every syllable vibrate in your chest. Say now, I am the magnet that attracts true and reciprocal love. Say, the flame I lit in the heart of my beloved is eternal, and nothing can extinguish it. Affirm with conviction, my union is protected and blessed by the forces of heaven. and every obstacle dissolves before the greatness of our meeting. By pronouncing these phrases, you are planting seeds in fertile soil, and the harvest will be abundant and sweet. The climax of this process happens now, in the instant you accept your spiritual authority over your love life. The moment these words leave you, a wave of energy travels the distance and touches the spirit of the one who must be by your side. He will feel, wherever he is, a sudden warmth in his chest, a sweet memory of your face, and an inexplicable urgency to be near you. That fire he mentioned, that unique ardor, intensifies now, becoming impossible to ignore. It is the universe's answer to your vocal command. The barriers fall, pride comes undone, and only the certainty remains that he needs you as much as the day needs the sun. You, dear soul, are safe and supported in this process. There is no possible error when the intention is pure, and love is the source. The angels work behind the scenes, removing interferences and aligning the paths, so that the physical meeting happens with the same ease with which water runs to the sea. Believe that your voice has the power to heal past wounds and to inaugurate a new time of complicity and overwhelming passion. Everything you decreed today has already begun to move in your direction. Now, I invite you to a deep and necessary personal reflection. Ask your own heart, if you had the absolute certainty that the loved person would hear your soul right now, without fears or judgments, what would be the single phrase that would sum up all you're feeling? Keep that phrase as your most precious treasure, for it is the essence of your truth, dear soul. The angels that watch over your walk observe attentively what goes on behind the scenes of the human heart. There is a vision that goes far beyond what physical eyes can capture, a vision that penetrates the barriers of the ego and uncovers the crystalline essence of intentions. When you hear that someone feels a fire for you never before experienced, it is natural that your spirit becomes agitated and that hope blooms in your chest. However, the celestial plan asks that you breathe calmly and allow true wisdom to guide your steps in this decisive moment. The messengers of light are by your side to bring the necessary discernment between what is a real love and what is just a passing fascination. This fire mentioned can be, yes, the sign of a deep recognition between two souls, a sacred spark destined to warm a whole life. However, often, human passions disguise themselves as eternal love, but lack the necessary support to face the challenges of the day-to-day. The disclosure that reaches you today has the purpose of protecting your precious heart from illusions that could cause future pain. Dear soul, know that masks do not resist the light of truth, however much someone tries to hide their real motivations, or even if the person themselves is confused about what they feel. The universe always finds a way to show reality. If his intentions are pure and born from a place of respect and care, you will feel an unshakable peace invading your being. His attitudes will speak louder than any verbal promise. True love leaves no doubts. It brings security. On the other hand, if this fire is only the fruit of a momentary desire or a neediness seeking quick filling, the warning signs will arise. The angels ask you to pay attention to the details. Observe if there is coherence between what is said and what is done. The spiritual protection that surrounds you now functions as a shield, filtering the energies that approach you. Do not ignore your intuition, for it is the voice of the heavens breathing the correct direction into your ears. It is fundamental to comprehend, dear soul, that you deserve a feeling that is solid and constant. The fire that burns too fast can leave only ashes, but the flame that is fed with companionship, loyalty, and truth keeps itself lit even on the coldest nights. The heavens are removing the veil that covered your vision so that you can see who he really is, without the filters of idealization. This clarity is a blessing, for it frees you from invisible bindings and allows you to make decisions based on reality, and not just on the emotion of the instant. Be certain that everything that is false will fall to the ground. The universe is aligning situations so that the truth prevails absolutely. If he really loves you with the depth he says, he will have the courage to show himself vulnerable and to build, brick by brick, the necessary trust. If it is only interest, time will take charge of pushing away what does not serve your growth. Trust in the angels' timing, for they never delay and never fail in their mission to guide you to full happiness. Receive this message as an embrace of protection. You are not walking alone on this trail of discoveries. With every step, the light of clarity will become stronger, dissipating the mists of doubt. The love that is yours by sacred right will arrive to you, be it through the transformation of this relationship or through new paths that will open. The important thing now is to keep your value elevated and your heart attentive to the signs that uncover the naked and raw truth. Feel supported and safe, for truth is the greatest ally of your inner peace. Dear soul, receive now in your heart the vibration of these transforming words, for they carry the pure essence of what the heavens prepared for your sentimental destiny. When we hear that someone feels an inexplicable fire, a flame that never burned for anyone else, we are before the maximum confirmation of a meeting of souls orchestrated by the celestial plan. This is not a common, passing, or superficial feeling. It is the trademark of the angels of love, acting directly on the timeline of your life, intertwining your destiny with the one who was chosen to walk by your side. You need to comprehend, dear soul, that this fire mentioned is not destructive. Think of it as the sacred flame of a fireplace on a cold winter night. It warms, welcomes, illuminates the shadows, and brings a sensation of safety you have never experienced before. It is the perfect metaphor for purification. Just as gold is tested in fire to display its most precious shine, true love passes through tests only to re-emerge stronger, limpid, and unbreakable. What this person feels for you is the combustion of all certainties, the burning of all previous doubts. It is the finding, in the depth of being, that you are unique. The powerful messages I bring today serve as a balm and a prophecy. The universe makes no mistakes. If this feeling awakened with such intensity in the heart of the one you love, it is because there is a greater purpose awaiting actualization. Angelic power is working behind the scenes, removing invisible blocks, healing ancient wounds that prevented total surrender, and opening the doors to a union shielded by light. Know, dear soul, that often fear tries to put out this flame, but the breath of the angels makes it grow even more. In this instant, I want you to visualize this energy arriving to you. It is a moment of deep healing. Perhaps you have spent time questioning if you would be deserving of an affection so overwhelming, and at the same time, so safe. The answer from the heavens is a resounding yes. You were prepared, cut and guided to this point to live fullness, not crumbs. The transforming words that echo in the spiritual plane affirm that the intensity of this love is the reflection of your own inner light. Who loves you in this way is, in truth, reacting to the beauty of your soul, which shines like a lighthouse in the darkness. We are approaching the climax of this disclosure. The person who occupies your thoughts is going through an internal revolution. The fire they feel permits no retreats. It is a force that propels to action, to declaration, to commitment. There is no way to ignore a call so strong. The angels of love are surrounding this bond, ensuring that no external interference can diminish the ardor of this connection. Feel safe, dear soul, for you are protected and supported by forces that wish to see your smile and your full realization in love. The materialization of this desire is inevitable when two souls recognize each other through this sacred flame. What you live now is the harbinger of days, full of complicity and renewed passion. Accept this gift. Allow the heat of this love to melt any ice that still exists in your chest. You are ready to receive, to be cared for, and to be the only flame in someone's heart. To seal this destiny and anchor this reality in your life, I invite you to make a declaration of faith and acceptance. Tell the universe that you are open to living this love in its totality, without fears and without reservations. Repeat with me with all the strength of your being the activation phrase below. I declare that I am deserving of a love that burns without wounding and that warms my soul eternally. I accept the transforming fire of true passion and allow it to illuminate my path alongside the one I love. So it is, and so it shall be. My dear soul, receive these words in the bottom of your heart with all the peace and hope the heavens send to you in this instant. The fire that was uncovered in the message today is not a mere chance, but rather a powerful confirmation that the feelings involved in this situation are deep, true, and rare. Understand that the celestial plan for your effective life is being woven with threads of gold and light. preparing the ground for a union that will bring healing and joy. You, dear soul, have kept yourself faithful and patient, and the angels observe your goodness and the purity of your intentions. Know that this intensity he describes, this flame he never felt for another person, is the proof that the connection between you possesses strong spiritual roots. Do not permit the doubts of the past or the uncertainties of the present to extinguish the shine of this promise. You are fully deserving of an affection that warms, protects, and transforms your existence in a positive way. The winds are changing and blow now in favor of your happiness. So that this prophecy creates deep roots in your reality, I invite you to perform an act of faith and confirmation. Go down to the comments and declare to the universe your openness to live this feeling. Write the following phrase: I take possession of the fire of true love and allow happiness to enter my home. By writing, feel in your chest the certainty that the universe has already begun to move the pieces to deliver this victory to you. If this message touched your inner self and brought comfort to your soul, I ask that you leave your support on the video and verify if you are already subscribed to our prayer family. By subscribing, you guarantee that the next guidance reaches you without barriers, keeping your heart always aligned with the will of the heavens. Share this blessing with someone who also needs to hear a word of comfort today. Now, dear soul, receive this final blessing of sealing. May the grace of the Most High envelop your whole being, creating a shield of light around you that pushes away all envy and all evil. May the guardian angel that accompanies you breathe upon your life the breeze of harmony and understanding. May your days be filled by the certainty that you are cared for and guided in every step of this path. Go in peace, with your head held high and your heart tranquil, for your blessing has already been decreed in the heights. So it is, and so it shall be, today and always. Thanks be to God.